well, having got the bonnet on and hinges set up, I thought I'd set up the bonnet stay, check the positions of that, and check the position of the bonnet latch. So we've dug the bonnet latch out, and you can see it screwed in its hole. And then when you look underneath, it's a long way off centre. It needs to come over at the best part of 3/8 of an inch somehow, and I haven't got that much adjustment on it, and I can't really work out how it's happened other than the distortion on the bulkhead has thrown it that way, which yeah, possibly. If I come round this side, you can see I've got the gap even, so the standoff at each side's about the same. The only way I can make any adjustment now is by stretching these holes, and the same on the far side, so that I can effectively twist it round. But in twisting it round, this gap here is going to go much bigger, or certainly bigger, and then the other one smaller. The radiator panel, that's set up off the sides of the chassis, so I know that's in plumb. I mean, it'd be nice if I could just move that hole over, and that's the only other area of adjustment I can think it is. When I've re-put this in, the hole's pretty much realigned, so I can't see that I've shifted it out along there, but I don't know. See, I've not touched any of this. I've only put these bits back on. So I don't know. Another conundrum. Let me get my prop out and I'll show you inside. Such a simple little thing, like getting the bonnet to close properly. I give up chopping that out, enlarging everything, because by the time I'd finished, there's no strength left in it. So I've had to make up a new plate. Now I've got to tickle it up. I've now got it so it works as it's supposed to. Half the mechanism was clogged up with crap, so I've cleaned all that out. These are my locators now. I've just got to form the ends of these down and then put another fitting through to clamp here onto that. The same on the other side. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to put anything there. It actually sits at a slight angle, so it's higher at this edge. You can see the formation of that. So that edge has got to be a 1/4 inch higher than that. So basically what I've done is I've sat it up on a piece. It's a bit crude, and I've scratched my paint, chewed a bit out with the grinder, but it works as it's supposed to now. Yeah. Right, it's lunchtime. Sorry for the skew with angle, but I'm holding the bonnet lid up. Yeah, I can live with that. It'll be alright by the time it's painted up black. I managed to weld in some fillets to fill the gaps and flex that front lip. I'm not going to bother screwing it on at the front. I don't think it needs it. All the weight's going down, and if I'm worried about it falling open when I'm upside down, need to just address my priorities. The Land Rover renovation's hard enough as it is, without cocking about with parts that don't fit. So that's the original Brakemaster cylinder, yeah? Notice the difference. The end of the tank comes flush with that port, yeah? This is supposed to be a direct swap, so apart from the fact the ports are at different widths, which you can cope with because you can put new pipes on, and as I'm doing that, I didn't think it was a problem. See how the end of the tank comes forward of that by about 1/2 inch? Clashes with the servo vacuum line, or if you turn the servo 180 degrees, it clashes with the bloody electric connection for it. Craddocks, yeah? straight out their website, Delphi or Lucas Master Cylinder Series 3 dual circuit. I remember checking it umpteen times before I ordered it. It still don't frigging well fit. Oh, it does peeve me. When I ordered it off the website, it clearly stated that that cylinder didn't come with a reservoir. So you have to order the reservoir separately, which was something like 18 quid, which I did. That arrived with the reservoir and another one. What I should have done was sent the bloody lot back. That's the job on these, 80 quid. So I'll order one tonight and get it here probably Tuesday from Paddocks. And then meanwhile, I shall ring Craddocks and see if I can get a replacement, get a refund on that. But what an annoyance. Anyway, you live and learn. Right, well, we're weighing up how to get this bracket sorted out for carrying the air filter. I'm going to stick that on free end to feed down to the turbo. The automatic drain is in the wrong spot as a result, and there isn't a right spot for that, but actually in that orientation that bit works. So it just means I've got to lock that off, blanket and move it round under here. I then need to make this again but 15mm higher and extend, basically move where the brackets are fitting. Although if I'm going to move that one can move across and it'll be alright. And I think what I'll do is I'll stick that coming out the bottom here. But yeah, what a palaver. So first things first, I am going to sort that bracket out, get it so I can mount these once that's mounted at the bottom. But that gives me quite reasonable setup. So I've got to connect then that to the head breather, or rocker cover breather. The bracket mount points, they need changing, but I'll weld on some tabs for those, I think. And that line down and then round a corner, you can just see the taped up end of the turbo. I think that's going to be it, but it's all a bit tight, and clearance to the radiator, but it is about the best spot for it as far as I can tell. I'll put a link in below for a chap that was doing a series 2 or 2A, and that's where he's got it mounted, and it's a bit of a neater job than I've done, but you know, you do what you can do. Well, I'm making steady progress with the air filter housing. So I've removed the drain, patched that over, and I'll remount that under here somewhere once I've got the orientation of it right. I've welded a bracket to the base of this to lift it. Now I'm going to offer it up again and just try and work out where that's got to weld on to the other bracket, and then what to do with that side. So it'll sit something like that, but the front two bracket feet will be joined with another strap like the other one, and then I'll trim the base back to make it look as if it was made for the job. Well, I think we can call that near enough done. Only thing to do is remount the drain under here. It's a bit close on these for the clasps, but I mean there's a bit of flex in them. I might just flex this one back out a little bit more. It can still come a little bit. I'm not going to finalise those until I've got the wing on. Snug. There's a little bit of fore and after adjustment, but not a lot. But I think that'll do. I'll tickle up the bracket now, remove any burrs and clean the welds up a little bit. And then it wants a good strong coat of paint. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Don't know what to do about the end of that. I've took off the locator on that, so I can actually rotate that round and have it straight up or down. If I bring you back when I lower the bonnet, you can see this clearance. So that's with the bonnet closed. So I mean, that's 3 fingers. It's quite a bit. And what I was wondering, I'll see if I can't rotate that round so it's like vertically. So that's getting a bit close now. It can't sit vertically because it hits that frame section. I mean, I could take it down an inch, but I just want to put some kind of little pancake filter on as a pre-filter. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I have concluded that that's the better position with it coming out at 90 degrees because I've got the thickness of the chassis for clearance, which is 3 inches. So if I can get a nice slimline pancake to stick on the end of that, and I might have to extend the tube to get it on, but that'll do. I need to measure up my distances now to go do my turbo feed. Yeah, that came out better than I suspected. Well, it's not the neatest to set up, but I've drilled it through with a hole saw using this as a guide, and I've cleaned off the weld on the inside. So you can see there's a bit of rust in there, so I am going to go and stick some rust converter liberally around. I've brushed off what I can with by hand, but it's a bit restrictive with this thing in the way, and that's welded in it. I don't want to start taking that about. So next job is clean off the paint, ready for a coat, a couple of coats, and as I say, treat the inside. The spout fits well. There's a it's not a very small hole, but there's a hole in the spout there. It's just not enough metal to keep welding at it, so when the rubber goes over it, it pretty much covers it. So I am not overly concerned. Progress of sorts. Bit of copper slip so that everywhere is covered in fingerprints. I haven't got a filter in this yet because I need a new one. I'll buy a service kit when we're ready. Sits there. No, it sits there, that's better. Click. Well, it must be some good thick paint that. They've got on a bit tighter. Hey, right, so let's have a look round from the other angle. I forgot to put the outlet port on. So I've just got to decide whether I'm putting some kind of pancake filter over that as a pre-filter or just make up something in mesh. I haven't decided yet, but it's not a priority. Now I've got that in place, I can measure the diameter of that, the distance, and work out what I need in the way of pipework to connect that lot up. Also need to connect that header breather to that inlet. Might just be able to squeeze it underneath that lot. Fingers crossed. Meanwhile, we've got to drill out them 2 holes and the 2 on that side. So I've got a bit of buggering about with the drill over there. Progress is progress.